are underway in Buffalo. This one fielded at the 5. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. So here come the Bills on offense for the first time. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
Beginning on the ground with Patterson. Gets past one man, and he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Gotta like that start. 14 yards to get him going. Well, there you go. This offense off to a strong start this afternoon.
Yeah, with a big run and a first down. That's putting what you practice into play. That's excellent execution to get things started.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On first down, going back to Patterson. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. The Bills hit 9-3 here on the year. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there was also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
A play fake, now Fields to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. That's sacked by Tremaine Edmonds.
Okay, partner, a couple points of interest right here, all right? Offensively, we see that they came out throwing the football, but maybe more importantly, the blitz that came defensively, they got right after it.
And you were telling me pregame before we came on air, you think this is something we could see a lot.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it because this is a unit that wants to play the game on their terms.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18, and he'll get this one up to about his 14. 3rd and long. It's Fields. Screenplay, Johnson. And he showed a nice little juke, but then the window quickly closed. Only 2 yards, and it'll be a punt on their opening possession.
And that's one of those calls where you play it safe, but you're hoping that maybe something might spring for you because instead of forcing ball downfield on 3rd and long, maybe you can hit them with something underneath, break a tackle or 2, pick up a block, and see what happens. Not here, though. Good job reading the screen, and it sets up 4th down.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Running right through him. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the Bills are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. So here come the Bills out for their second drive. Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point. and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Going right back to Knox, and again a completion. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. The numbers for him from a week ago. 7 catches, 73 yards, and a touchdown.
Better tighten up the coverage if you expect to slow this guy down, because if he gets going, he'll eat you up.
Howard now to throw on second down. And this is incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That's brought in by Davis over the middle. And he is going to have a Bills first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
They'll look to throw again. Right back to Davis. It's complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Consecutive catches for him. That good for 11.
And these two hooked up on a nice gain to play before. And I always admire play callers that see a play that works and go right back to it. So they went right back to him. The reward, they're set up with 1st and goal.
They'll run with Patterson. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. One more time with Patterson. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. A great effort there. His 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bills get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
I know the play ends up in the end zone with one person carrying the ball, but how about that big mass of humanity that guided him to that spot?
Yeah, they got there, but I love the dive. Always a fan of the dive. On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. And it's 7-0 Buffalo. So that lines up a 7-play drive all told. And in the end, it's capped off by a 7-yard run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Fields. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. 2nd and 10. A very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 14.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackle behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage. The Bills bring out a couple of extra defensive backs to defend this 3rd down play.
Yeah, they're going dime. Throwing again is Fields. Out route, he finds his man. It's Jones. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. Taken in at the 22. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
A shotgun handoff to Patterson. And he's going to have a Bills first down as good running gets him to about the 44. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. Here's Howard throwing on first down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Good work after the catch, going to net him 23 and a first.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 down at the 33. 1st and 10, it's Patterson. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
On running plays, linemen, of course, have their assignments. That's expected. But it's not often you're expecting to see a cornerback blitzing in run support and tackling the runner for a loss.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. On 2nd down, a run with Patterson. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. The kick by Elliott is good. And the Bills will add on to their lead. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. Well, he shot in, CD, like he was out of a cannon from that linebacker position. And even though they had a running back in the backfield, no one could stop it.
Well, you certainly diagnosed that play perfectly because as fast as he got into the backfield, you're exactly right. The running back had no shot to get over and try and protect his quarterback, and a sack resulted.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Back to throw. Fields. Flush to his right. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker. Let's see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Fields. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Throwing to start the drive. Howard. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. (10-0) the score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now in Buffalo. It's the Bills in control of the football as they've got it facing a 2nd and long situation. The throw over the middle taken in, and they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a 1st down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Out of the gun, a run with Patterson. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Looking to throw. Howard. And that'll be incomplete. The Bills on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Back to throw. Howard. On the slant, he's got Davis. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick it down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 36. Back to the ground now. Patterson. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. Howard looking to throw on 2nd down. That's complete to Davis. And he's going to get this down near the 25. And defensively, they were in zone covers there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Eluding the pressure right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
Like any team playing, they're looking for touchdowns to try and help their cause. But in this case, he does get them a little closer at least if they think a field goal turns out to be the better call here.
And he'll have the 1st down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down.
4th and 2 in the NFL, not ordinarily a running down anymore. Usually that ball's moved through the air. They went ahead and gave it to the back, and he ends up picking up the 1st down. I'm not sure if they fooled him as much as they just did a nice job executing.
Needed 2, and they got 3. So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. Toss left side, Patterson. Nice little juke. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. Patterson. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky.
Definitely an important sequence here for this defense. They've had their share of struggles in this first half. They just cannot afford to give up another touchdown here.
2nd and goal from the 6 this time. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
And now can they reverse the trend on 3rd and goal with the last 2 plays having gone backwards? Looking to throw. Howard. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. The kick by Elliott is good, and the Bills will add on to their lead. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Chicago offense set to get started. They find themselves down 13-0 here as they try to get things started offensively. 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Johnson. That's a gain of 13 as they try to whittle away at this 13-point deficit.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Fields. He'll drop this down to Johnson underneath. So just 3 yards on the completion there, and it'll be 2nd down. Now Fields. Crossing route, and he hits his man. It's Jones. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. Fields on 3rd down. Flushed out right. And that is incomplete. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also...
And he fires one that's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And the Bears are going to take possession of the football. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half, because that's simply not true. But you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really, on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And they'll start with great field position, trying to get back into this one. It's 1st and 10 here. A 1st down carry here for Johnson. And he'll be taken down at the 34. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, here's Fields. And this will be incomplete. So they've been unable to capitalize on a great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9. Fields now to throw. And they take him down. The Bills get to it. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead them to 4th down. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance, they've got to get the ball in his hands a lot quicker.
He's got the leg, but it's no good. He missed it right, and the deficit will hold pat at 13.
And this is a commentary on today's kickers and just how good they are that a coach would think about running his guy out there to try a 59-yarder. Here it backfires on him, but as a kicker, you have to appreciate the confidence that they showed in you.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
Well, now he's looking just to add to his totals. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
I'll give them credit for a good read right there because they read the man coverage on the right side and sent the tight end a few steps down the field and then angled him to the left on a crossing route. And he was able to get enough separation on this play to turn it into a nice gain.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. To throw is Howard on 1st down. And he will find Davis. That's complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. A bit of a catch for him to remember. That's number 400 for his NFL career. Not a bad number at all. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Got a man, it's Patterson, complete. He's down inside the 10 to the 8, and it comes on a gain of 8.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
Ball on the 8, 2nd and 2. Back to throw again. Caught on the slant. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down. Now a timeout called for by the offense as he'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. They'll try to run with Patterson. And he takes it in across the chalk for a Bills touchdown. A great play there. His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Bills will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
Elliott on for the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to an even 20. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Bears going to take over now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit. Fields on 1st down. Ball hit as he throws there, incomplete. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Here's Fields. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Over the middle, complete. It's King. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. And a quick throw here, that's complete. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. To the air again, Fields. And this is caught by Evans. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. The Bears on the move. They've got another first down. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. And this one is no good. He missed it. And that will keep the deficit at 20.
I'd say that it's fair to say nothing has gone right in this first half for them. Even here, you've got a chance to at least get on the board, but that goes by the wayside. And now, this coaching staff, they've got to figure out some way to wake this team up at halftime to get them going.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. 1 second, all that remains. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. So we've reached halftime here in Orchard Park with the Bills taking the lead into the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. We're starting to get near the home stretch of this NFL season. It's Week 13, so let's get an update on what's going on. We'll kick things off with an AFC matchup. The New York Jets on the road at Tennessee. And it is the Jets who have the lead late in the second quarter. The Jets seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Bears. And they will need to get this passing game in gear because they did not do much of anything in that first half. And it's why the scoreline is what it is. Meanwhile, for the Bills, they were much more successful throwing the football than their counterparts, as you can see the numbers there.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. Well, they look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any one of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
He went backwards 7 yards, setting up a tough third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. To throw is Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. He's going to pick up the first down and then some. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. A big play there on the catch and run. 34 yards. What a luxury to have a tight end that can not only catch it, but then can run after the catch like that.
What was the old expression back in the good old days? And they used to carry pianos on their backs when they were after they caught the football. Someone would stop and bang out a tune along the way as well. But nowadays, these guys are essentially bulked up wide receivers, and they are a full part of the passing game, and we see a lot of big plays as we just saw there.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Again, it's Johnson. And he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. 44 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful, and that strength was on display there.
And that, in a nutshell, shows you what this guy is made of. I mean, most guys in the NFL just can't do that. He absorbed the contact, refocused himself, and made a break for the end zone.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now it's Fields. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. He's hit the 50, 30, 10. And he is going to score. It's a pick 6 and a Bears touchdown. Well, I mean, you get it. They're trying to make something happen here in this third quarter, CD, but I don't think a pick 6 is exactly what they had in mind.
No, not at all, because this offense, they've been stuck all game long. Haven't dented the scoreboard yet, and they're kind of forced to take a few chances here, and that one, it backfired in a big way.
Elliott good with a PAT, and that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Now here's a throw that's complete. Up the middle, Johnson. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Fields. Dumping it off for Johnson. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down.
Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the third quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Bills offense coming out, ready to take over. The first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them, because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good. Soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
Now Howard on 1st and 10. That's brought in by Davis over the middle. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. Now those backups on the sideline, they got to be eagerly anticipating the 4th quarter upcoming. Look at the size of the lead, how they're moving the football. This defense really struggling and giving up plays like we just saw.
Yeah, Stars have certainly done all they've needed to in this one, haven't they? But my question is, will he be able to resist the urge to continue to run things up a bit? and get his main guys a few bonus stats before he calls them off the field.
Running the counter, Patterson. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Howard now on third down. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play. And that's going to bring up a fourth down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the second time. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Out of the gun, Fields. Over the middle, and that's caught by Kmet. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6. Here's Johnson again on second down. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard. Back to throw. Fields. He completes it to Evans. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Back to throw. Fields. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. Past the 20. And he is going to score. It's a pick 6 and a Bills touchdown. And they will elect to decline the penalty.
Everything turned out the way they wanted it to. No sense in even having to take that one, hence the decline.
Elliott now to add the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. The Bears offense out there set and ready to go. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time.
Fields is intercepted for a third time. Jair Elam makes a pick, and he is going to score. It's a pick 6 and a Bills touchdown. Well, whatever adjustments they're trying to make over on that sideline, Charles, this defense, they just seem to be a step in front of them and not giving them a chance to implement any of those changes. And here, a pick 6, and they widen the lead.
At least a step ahead, maybe even 2 steps. And right now, they are thinking hard about putting this opponent away. That turnover, it grew their lead and just totally deflated that offense. Now these next couple of series, you can take them out of the game entirely if you continue on this pace.
Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Pick six last drive. Here's Fields again. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's King. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. We have played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Buffalo. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Looking for Evans, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Bears are going to take possession of the football. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Fields. Screenplay. Johnson. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on 2nd down. Meanwhile, Fields' throw here into the hands of Jones. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. On 1st down, it's Fields. They'll check this down to Johnson. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Throwing again is Fields. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Justin Fields. A 15-yard touchdown run. And the Bears are finally on the board here in the fourth quarter. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. As they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off. A break there for this offense as they will get a chance to start at the 40-yard line.
Free kick out of bounds.
So now the possession will begin at the 35 after the errant kickoff.
That's certainly one way to avoid a dangerous kick returner, I suppose, but you are giving up extra yardage, that's for sure. Because if you put it out of the end zone, they start at the 25. So at a minimum, you're giving up 10 yards to the offense.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Again, Patterson. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. This offense on 3rd down today, lacking much success. Just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Back to throw. Howard. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
I'll tell you what, partner, the way he's been slinging in this one, I think he should be ticketed for a baseball cap and a set of headphones for the next drive. He's been absolutely sensational. But one thing we've both learned about quarterbacks in this league, they often stay on the field longer than you expect.
On 1st down, Dorsey. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Patterson, he'll try it up the middle. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Here's Howard from the gun on 3rd down. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, Why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in.
And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. This one caught, puts it on the carpet, it's out. And this is picked up by the Bears. And the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Here's Fields.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Now Fields. He finds his man, complete. That's King. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Fields. He finds his target. It's Evans. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 45-yard line. A shotgun snap. Fields. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Off the draw, here's Johnson. And good downhill running. He's got 6 yards down to the 13. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They go to Johnson again. And here he'll get it down to the 7.
The ball carried by number 4. He's tackled at the 7-yard line. First and goal.
Fields now to throw.
Being chased out left. Fields hit and the ball is loose. Now this is picked up by the Bills.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. And it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here.
And they have to be feeling pretty good. Comfortable fourth quarter lead as they take over following the fumble recovery. Now Patterson to start the drive.
And strong running there gets this up over the 15-yard line.
68 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away.
Straight ahead, Patterson.
And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
They'll give it to Patterson. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's second down.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Patterson running between the tackles. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
TJ Edwards on the tackle. That's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Bills, it's a 10th win on the year as they move to 10-3. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Chicago, this loss cost them in the playoff chase as they fall back to 7-5 on the year. And they'll look to get back on the beam next week as they host the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.